Hello, my name is Robert Lyon. Today we're going to be going over the 15-minute orb. Just like all strategies, there is no like silver bullet, but this is really good for beginners. It works. I think it's a really cool new trading strategy, all right, that you can do every morning. Before we get into it, I want you guys to know I do have a school channel. It's called Day Trading Mentorship. So I'll have that link down below, but you can also just go to school/Day Trading Mentorship. Also, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can go to playlists. And you can click on Day Trading Mentorship right here, and you'll have all my YouTube videos. Okay, I also have a course on how to trade futures. It's only 27 bucks, so I'll have that link down below. You can go here. Inside the Day Trading Mentorship, I do live trading. Plus, we have this whole classroom: Introduction to Trading, NQ, Futures Trading Strategy, Crypto, Trading Psychology, and all my other trading strategies. Okay, so let's get into the 15-minute orb. The software I'm going to be showing you how to do this on is called TradingView. If you're not using TradingView, I don't know what you're doing, but I highly recommend it. And we're going to be looking at the NQ. So I have a couple different setups for trading the 15-minute orb. So I'm going to show you how I would set it up without indicator that I like to use, but then I'll show you the indicator that I'm also using, and it's free. It's a free indicator, so you might as well use it. Okay, so let's go back to today's open. Okay, let's say that you're coming in the morning. Okay, so we have our daily chart. We have a 15-minute chart. We have our 1-minute chart. I trade on the 1-minute chart, but I look for the 15-minute open. But I also like to look at the dailies. I like to plot the daily as well. So the way that I do this is, first of all, we're going to make this big. And what we're looking for is breakouts, right? So we pretty much know that if we break above yesterday's high, we're going higher, right? And as you can see, we had this huge swing day because a bunch of tariffs from Trump. So stuff happens that makes it not such a good plan, but this is before that. So anyways, the first thing I'm going to do, we're waking up Wednesday morning. I'm going to mark out the high of yesterday. I'm going to write it down real quick. So the high from yesterday was, 1950, and then the low was, and really honestly, just like seeing that we've already broken above yesterday's high makes me pretty bullish on the day, right? We got a pretty strong pattern going to the upside. So we're going to go to the 1-minute chart. We're going to go to our level. So the top level was like 559 or 580. So we'll mark this little line, right? We'll mark a line at 580 right there. And again, this is our daily, or it was 590, sorry. This is our daily high. And then our low was 414. So basically what happened is this thing just like crept up all night. Whoa! And as soon as we broke above yesterday's high, you see just all night, it basically just crawled up. Okay, now we got the right candlesticks, okay? So we're creeping. We're almost to the open, right? And you see our line here. This is our high. Right now we're looking like it's going to be a red day, right? So we would be looking at that bottom wick of yesterday's high, which was right around here. So really, it's like 19. Let's see. Yeah, the wick is like 265. So we're at like 265 down here. So this is what I do first thing is like whenever I'm coming to the market, I want to look at what was yesterday's high, what was yesterday's low, because these are going to be key levels that we might bounce off of. Okay, so that's the daily, right? That's the daily high and low. And again, these are just key indicators. Like if we break above this, we're probably going to keep going. Or really what I'm looking for is like a break, retest, and then a confirmation for it to take off, or a break, retest below, and then a confirmation to take off, right? So then here comes the open. Boom! Look at that. Look at that move. And we're also waiting for, again, the 15-minute orb is really what we want. And we're waiting for that first 15-minute candle to close. And then once it closes, all right, boom, it closed. So now we're going to set our 15-minute orb. So 19, like right there, like 1936. Okay, and then we got the bottom of the orb is right at open, over. All right, cool. And again, we just popped up. We actually did already kind of like do a retest. So this would be where I would enter the trade. So, but you get that, right? So you wait for the first 15-minute candle, and now this is a range. And because we broke above that first 15-minute candle area, this is a very good indication that we're just going to keep on going to the upside. So let's just see what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Retest. Boom. And then you see how we came down to that level? Up, we came back, we tested it again, and then we had another off of it. And what happened is, like, if you look at what happened here, so this is our 15-minute orb, right? We bounced off of that. Now we went above the yesterday's daily high, and when we hit that daily line, there was this line of resistance, right? So we broke down, came back into that 15-minute orb. Buyers stepped back in. A little bit of rejection here. As soon as we break through this, though, again, it's going to be off to the races, right? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Go, go, go. Typically what I like to do is if I see that we break above and we're in a very bullish pattern and I know we're going up, I'll try and buy it at as close as I can to the top of the 15-minute orb, and I'll set my stop loss for about 50%, or if you really have the balls, do it at the bottom, but this one's a little too big. So I would be looking really I would probably honestly set my stop loss like below right here. Right, just because I know this was the first level in the morning that we kind of formed. So if we come back to that, there's a pretty good chance that we'll be going back down. But as you can see, the market just took off from here, and boom, boom, boom. And again, this is just what I wanted to show you how I do this without the indicators, right? So I drew all these lines, but there are indicators. Okay, so now let's go and let's look at how I have it set up. So the indicator that I'm using right now is called ORB 15 minute. So I'll make the high green. I'll make the low red. And it gives me these little weird indicators as well. So I just put it on the 15. If you want to find this one, the one that I am using right now that I like, that works, it says Rhino Trades. So 15-minute orb by Rhino Trades. It's free. It's the one that I'm using. So I look at it on the 15. And then I execute it on the 1 minute. This is the move where I basically set it off. Here's the 15-minute orb. Boom. If we would have entered right where this little green arrow is, boom, 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 boom. Okay. And then now let's go back and let's look at yesterday's. So you see how it kind of acts as a point of resistance, right? So here's another day. So as you can see, it doesn't show it until it starts. And then as soon as it starts, boom, boom, boom. Kind of just waiting for it to kick off. Okay, boom. There's our opening range. We broke above, but it didn't close, right? We wanted to break above and then close above. Oh, maybe we should get in. This would be a good sell opportunity potentially, but then we went right back into it. So this time we kind of broke our own rules, right? We didn't really have a candle that closed below it, and then we went absolutely the other direction. And now we have broken above this one, so this would be where we would buy. Right, so we'll buy a little contract there. We'll let it run. Boom, boom, boom. $1,000, $2,000. Probably call it good right there. Right, $1,700 day. One contract. Fire. Okay, and you'll actually see it'll come back into. It'll kind of go pretty high, and then it'll come back down to the 15-minute range, and the 15-minute range will act as support, and then it will continue higher, which is very interesting. But now you see. We kind of hit this high, and now we're going to come back down. But we dip into the range. We only come back about 50, and then we bounce back out of it. Boom! Get another little green signal, and it's off to the races. Get another $1,000, $1,500. I'm out. Even though I probably could have made more, right? So let's watch another day. I mean, this is just over and over and over, guys. I'm looking at it on the 15 here, but I would be executing on the 1 minute, really. So this is what it kind of looks like. So you see. We got the orb. We're inside the range now. I'm kind of just watching it. It's just kind of like, seems to be a little stuck in the range. And when you get these longer sideways days, when it does break, it's usually a pretty big move, right? We also want to be careful around these ones. All right, there's my entry point. Get in there. Because we closed above the orb. Oh, we're coming back in a little bit. And we're off. Boom, boom, boom. $1,000. Close my trade. I'm done for the day. But you see how this is a very good indicator. And again, like you can see how this is another, confirmation that you can put in your tool belt that'll tell you when to get in the trade and have a much higher chance of hitting a good trade. All right, let's do this one. So this is a down day. And again, I'm looking at it on the 15. I mean, if you want to trade on the 15, more power to you. I have no real rhyme or reason other than I just always trade on the 1 minute. All right, boom, boom, boom. And then here comes the open. Boom. Kind of chopping. We got our 15-minute range. You see how we're in the 15-minute range still? Haven't broken out yet. So let's go a little slower. Boom, huge red candle. We're down at the bottom now, right? And you can probably, you see how this was a pretty big bounce for the first time that we hit the bottom. And then we finally break below. Boom. There's going to be my entry. And I kind of missed it. Honestly, really, you'd want to be like up here. And then you would, stop loss. That's kind of high. Whatever. And then take profit. We'll just do like 1,000 buckaroos. We'll do 2,000 or whatever. Okay, now we'll just let it run. Hit my take profit. Bada bing, bada boom. It keeps going though. You could have rode this all the way down for $1 bajillion. Right? That was a lot of money. But you see how it's kept in this range. Here, here's the open. 15, 30. Till about 6:45, and then it broke out right at 7, and there was a big power move. Boom! And then that's when you're looking for is a big old red candle breaking out of that orb. Okay, that's kind of how you can tell. All right, let's go to the next day. Let's see if we can catch this one now. Right, so we're right before the open, waiting for the orb. Okay, so there's our orb. Right, we're still inside of it. We just broke out of it. So let's enter right here. See what happens. It's a little. We're doing it a little close, right? So here's where we would do that. We would put our stop loss, right around there. Maybe, I don't like to risk that much, so I'd probably put it like something like that. Take profit, $1,500 bucks. So we got a 1 to 3 here. Let's see if I get taken out. Oh, got taken out because we went back in. Down 440 bucks. Get in again right there. Now I'm up 1,500 bucks. Bam, get out. Cool. You guys see how that works, right? Broke out. Now the reason that the first trade that I entered was poor because it didn't. I didn't give it enough time to really close above the range. Like on the second one too. It essentially dipped, like the first one, we did kind of close, we dipped back in, and then we made our move, okay? So you see how it's not perfect. You got to be kind of careful with your entries. But if you look at it right here also, we formed like a pretty bullish flag formation, right? So you can see how we had this big move off this bottom. We broke to a kind of a newer, right around the same level too. Like there was this level, like you probably could have looked at that and been like, okay, well, of course we hit that level. We've hit this would be the third time we hit the level. Fourth time's usually the charm. Boom, right? But then we come back down. We form this pretty solid floor. We form a new higher low here, and then we rock it off, right? So you just want to be careful that like not every single entry is going to be perfect, but it does give you like really good confirmation as to when to get in. Right, here's another one. So let's do this one, and we'll do a couple more of these. But I think you guys get the point on using the indicator and doing this for the 15-minute orb, and just how it can really indicate to you like this is a good entry point right here, or I should be looking for a long here. And again, like the absolute best setup is a breakout, retest, breakout. Okay, that's like the absolute gem. It doesn't always happen, but that's really, if you just traded that strategy, you would have a very, very high win rate, right? So we're just waiting. We're waiting for the orb. Come on, sweet orb. All right, now we got it. And look, we basically got it, and we're just rocketing out of this thing. Got a little green bar here. Damn, missed that one, right? But I'm already in it now, so let's see what happens. Boom, 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 boom. Caught the second leg of this. Bam, get out. Boom. But you saw that, right? Like that was real fast, right? This was. I mean, I missed the move. Honestly, the move was like within the first 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes of the market being open, you could have caught this big red candle coming down. And if you missed your first entry, you could have caught the second one like I did right there. But this is every morning, guys. This one's a little more choppy, okay? So this is a good one to show you that not every day is just super clean cut like that. All right, we're waiting at the open. There's the open. Got a big red candle down. Waiting for the orb. Okay, we got our orb right there. So we're still inside the opening range. Look at that. We had this real big candle. I'm trying to break out and back down. And it's kind of interesting. If you look, we came right back down to the bottom of the orb, and then we bounced off of it. we do have this, higher low here. Boom, boom, boom. So that's kind of a good sign. All right, anyways, we're right at the tip. We got this big red candle. And we had this, there's a lot of sellers stepping in here, but the market is strong. Again, we had this higher low here. So yeah, I would probably enter in here. Let's do stop loss. I like to put my stop loss about 500, and I like to put my take profit at about 15. I don't know if we're going to get there on this one. Like way up there. Well, we'll see. Play it out. Boom, we broke above it. Oh, we came back. Broke above it. I'll probably put my stop loss right there now. In the money. Missed it by a tick. Might not get my 1500 that I wanted. Yeah, I didn't, but I still was up $600. So that was a pretty good move. I like that, and I would have moved especially since we're just sitting up here. As soon as I see this low right here and we bounce off that, I would definitely move my stop loss to that. But I hope you guys get this. I hope this is helpful for somebody. Look at this very low volume day. We kind of had a real lazy day. I'm not sure what happened. If it was a holiday or something. This one was kind of a, we break the range and then we come back into it. But you see, we don't go below 50% of it, and then we bounce back off of it and shoot off into the sunset. So super powerful, guys. So I'm on the 15 minute over here, obviously entering on the 1 minute. But if you just enter on the 15 minute, I would really recommend, if you're struggling as a new trader, to just trade the higher time frames. It'll teach you a lot. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Hope that was the best freaking video on the 15-minute orb that you've ever seen. Again, the indicator that I'm using is 15-minute orb by Rhino Trades. I don't know them at all. But yeah, check out my day trading community. Pretty sweet stuff going on in there. Buy my course if you feel like it. And yeah, happy trading.